All right, it's 10 o'clock p.m. We got to get going. Yeah, the old GoPro, for whatever reason, was not fully charged. I don't know what that's about. I was pretty certain it was. But we're back to our Thursday workout. Again, it is late. Not ideal, but there's lots of projects in the works, lots going on. Hoping to get this done in an hour, which is not me wanting to rush things. I love the whole working out process. It's just, my girlfriend gets off at around 11, gets off work. So I want to, plus my dog, he's waiting, and there's so much. So as I was getting this thing charged up a little bit, I was warming up, getting a couple things set up so we can get grooving, moving and grooving. But as I was charging this, I was also trying to transfer some footage from my phone. No, from the GoPro to my phone, and that took up some battery power, I guess, even though it was charging, and then it didn't charge as much as it should have charged. So anyway, this is all to say that we're only at about 60% battery, so who knows how much we'll get out of that. So hopefully it don't die before I'm done. We're of course starting with our preacher curls on the single arm, and got a slightly new setup for my Smith machine overhead extension for triceps. But yeah, we did our general warm-up, so now gonna warm up the actual movements as I run around like a chicken with its head cut off, as they say. So I think we're gonna do 25s for the warm-up. For one of our warm-ups. Probably do 2 warm-up sets. Ugh. And I didn't do this last time, but I've got a little razor here. Not razor like R-A-Z-O-R, but like R-A-I-S-E-R. Yeah, to raise my upper arm so that I don't get cut, so that the dumbbell's range of motion doesn't get cut off at the bottom, so I can get more mobility out of my elbows. If that made any sense at all. So, preacher curls in a full range of motion are freaking ridiculously hard. We don't have an actual preacher bench at this gym, so I don't do a lot of preacher work until recently here. And this is also my second upper body arm focus day of the week. So I'm feeling it, man. Even on these warm-ups, like, well, I guess warm-ups are where you're gonna feel a little bit kinky, so to speak. But either way, hopefully the next warm-up set feels a little better. Sleep wasn't the best last night, but what else is new? That's not where that goes. Yeah! Okay. So what I got going on over here is, last time I did this workout, I just used the bar itself. Super awkward for the elbows and wrists because the Smith is very fixed and a barbell's fixed either way. So we're gonna try this attachment here. I like this attachment because I can just slip my fingers in and don't have to worry as much about gripping on. So I can really get them triceps going. Now it's a very stable setup. And I'm not somebody who's like, you know, stability or die, but for bodybuilding purposes, especially if you're gonna, what the heck was that? Anyway, there's a ghost in here. What was I saying? So yeah, stability will optimize your gains, but what optimizes your gains the most is intensity. So if you're not gonna bring the intensity, why even bother? Optimize your muscle gains, I mean. Not necessarily your stability gains. Hopefully this is centered on the bar. That's the one thing that's might be problematic. I would do this with a dumbbell in the past, and I really like it a lot, but I don't want to worry about dropping the dumbbell behind my head, which could happen if I'm really pushing it. Oh, that feels good. Oh yeah. That feels pretty solid. Pretty solid. Oh. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, so we'll probably do a quick round with 35s over here and then off to the 50s, which absolutely kicked my patoot last week. And I do wonder too, because normally my Thursday workout I would do a bit earlier. And I wonder if maybe it's not ideal for me to be working out this late in most instances. I don't remember which arm I started with. I think it was my right. I'll go right. Oh boy. Four will do it. That is gnarly, Charlie. If you watch a lot of these, you're gonna notice that I wear a lot more clothes, or layers, we'll say, at the beginning of my workout. And that's to stay nice and warm. Oh, I gotta do my behind the neck pull apart. So this is one I've seen being done by, if you're familiar at all with Alex Leonidas on social media, he's big into a lot of old school lifts, and one old school lifting device, we'll say, technically doesn't involve lifting at all, but it is the chest expander, if you've ever heard of that. It's basically, well, first of all, you could just Google it. Otherwise, if you've seen like the Goonies, that's the device that the older brother, Brandon, was working out with towards the beginning of the movie, or one of the devices he was using. Basically, it's a springy thing that has handles on either end, and it's very much like a resistance band is, but I don't know how common resistance bands were at the point where the chest expander was a thing. I think this chest expander came first, but you don't really see them very much anymore, but resistance bands serve a similar purpose. You know, the tension is not constant throughout. It gets harder the more you pull it. And something I've noted in the previous video is that, is this even important? Probably not, but the eccentric or lengthening of the eccentric phase or the lengthening phase of a rep. So, you know, for a curl, you raise up, then you lengthen. The lengthening phase has been said to be more ideal, optimal for stimulating hypertrophy, but that is just really splitting hairs at a point. Like the big thing you want to be focusing on is getting stronger in general. Can you maybe make a little bit more gains by, you know, focusing on your eccentric phase? Maybe. Does it matter? Probably not. Like for the average person. Okay. Oh, I really hope we're even, Steven. Hold on. I can make sure. Stay there, boy, or I'll kick your keister. Yar! Okay. This is supposed to be my second warm-up, but who knows, maybe it'll be too heavy to be a warm-up. My hope was to go a 45 per side. Okay, yeah, that's pretty gnarly. But you know what, we're gonna try heavier. Out of curiosity, how much juice has been taken out of the battery? Okay, it's doing okay. We're still green. Still green. I'm scared for this set. I tend to get scared for my top working sets. I don't really want to take this off yet. It's a little chilly. Come on, you. Zippery doodah. But anyway, what I was saying about the chest expander, back when I was talking about that and the Goonies and all that tangent business, is he inspired me to try the behind the neck pull apart, which he would do with the chest expander. But we don't have one of those. Perhaps we could get one, if for no other reason than the novelty of it. Oh my God, okay. Ah! Oh, okay. And if you didn't tune into my last video of this workout, I am going to be using assistance for a lot of these reps, so don't judge me. As we were just talking about, the lengthening phase, it is important for muscle growth, so if you can't lift it on your own, you can at least lower it on your own. Or at least, what am I trying to say? So I'm going to be lifting it, at least for one, with just my right biceps in this case. But then I might be assisting with my left hand to bring the weight up, and then I'll lower it with just the right. Okay. Oh boy. Oh my gosh, that is hard. Oh. It's a little assistance. Let's get 5. I think this is 5 anyway. Oh God. Oh, that's a lot. It's a lot. God. So, what we're gonna do is over the next, I'm gonna say 2 weeks, if we don't get noticeably stronger on that, we are gonna reduce the weight, unfortunately. But I mean, we do again have 2 intense arm focus days in our week. And the first one was just, 3 days ago? Monday to Thursday. Monday to Tuesday, Tuesday to Wednesday. Yeah, 3 nights, anyway. And we had a pretty hard leg day yesterday. Gets that nervous system a little taxed. I'm confident we'll get a second rep unassisted before too long here. Okay. Oh, yep, I think this happened last week too. Left is weaker. Okay, one more. Come on. Now that's not necessarily ego lifting. I mean, it's all a little relative, but I'm just trying to load up. I mean, part of my reasoning for doing this in the first place was to be able to assist with my free hand. I was just hoping to not have to do it for that many freaking reps. All right. What makes a band less ideal for the behind the neck pull apart is it is harder to keep track of exactly the amount of resistance I'm bringing, because you're just kind of putting your hand somewhere on the band, whereas I believe with a chest expander, you get to choose the amount of springs you have or something that manipulates the resistance, as opposed to on a band, it's just kind of where you're holding it, as well as the thickness of the band. So anyway, this is more experimental workout than our other one, our other upper body day. Whoa. Come on. Okay. Oh, I want to say too, for the curls, this is not excuse making. This is actually more educational than anything. But I said previously that I like to train with full ranges of motion for a variety of reasons, one of which being to kind of hold myself accountable to, standardizing my form. So with that in mind, if I wasn't using a full range of motion on these curls, I probably could get that 50 for more reps. Actually, almost certainly. Because the hardest part of the range in almost any movement is the bottom. So on a squat, the hardest part, if you're training ass to grass, is gonna be right in through there. Hardest part. Which is why a lot of people, when they squat, they'll stop here, or even here sometimes. But this right there, from there to mid, that is the hardest part of the movement. Squats are the one, more so than any other exercise, where people will cut the range of motion. It's like, who really cares at the end of the day how much you can lift? But some people will go around saying, oh, I can bench this much, squat this much, but then, what is their form like? What is their range of motion like? Because that changes things quite a lot. Like, for example, on our hack squat downstairs, our lovely hack squat, you can choose your starting depth with a little lever on the side. And I've experimented. There's no way I can full stack that thing with my full range of motion, doing the ass to grass approach. But I did about a half rep, maybe even a little under, and I could full stack that thing for multiple reps. So something to keep in mind. Ugh. All right, let me for sure have the weight, right? Yes, we do. What time is it? It's already 10:22. What the? Goodness gracious. I guess we're already almost done with this superset, but well, kinda. Well, yeah, we're about halfway there. All right. Whoa, that's crazy. Whoa. That's it. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's probably a little too heavy. Stimulate. Stimulate, don't annihilate is a saying in the bodybuilding sphere. Let's finish this off. We're orange today. Oh. Okay. Going 45 on this next one. See what happens. God, that feels so much lighter than 50. Just picking it up. My nervous system is more ready to go, so that's another thing. Ugh. Come on! Let me get one more assisted. Okay, not bad. Much better than 50. Wow. My hope is next week I can do this workout earlier in the day. As a matter of fact, I kind of have to, because I'm leaving a week from today. By this time, I should be gone, going to Grand Marais, Minnesota, to visit friends who live out there for some Halloween festivities. If you're not familiar with Grand Marais, because perhaps you're not from Minnesota, it's just a smaller city off Lake Superior. Absolutely beautiful. So, looking forward to it. It's quite a drive though, it's about 4 hours, so I want to make sure, probably leaving no later than 8, I would think. Alrighty, lefty, let's go! Whoa, yeah, ta ta ta! Come on! Come on! Oh, come on! One more. Wow. Oh. So you don't need a lot of sets, because that was like 3 sets worth in one, I would say. Oh, bother. As Winnie the Pooh would say. Fun fact, this might not be a fact anymore, but it was for a period, whatever, either way. Spit it out, Tom. Winnie the Pooh was Disney's most marketable character at a point, like more so than Mickey. Can you believe that? A little old Winnie the Pooh. Silly willy-nilly. Old bear, I think is what it... Anyway, let's do this! This is sort of a mobility exercise here too. Well, they all are, right? But more specifically. Come on. Okay, that's it. Yeah. All right, one more triceps up here, and then we're heading downstairs. Good golly, Miss Molly. All right. Steps are low today, man. What a day. What a day. I'm not the happiest about that. But I think we can get our 10K before the day is up. And I don't necessarily think there's anything particularly special about 10K, but it's just a good little, it's a fine goal, you know? Just to keep yourself consistent. Get to those, what would it be? Not quadruple, whatever 5 is, digit goal. Anyway. Okay, that is that. And lots of room for improvement. My goodness, man. I just bought a mouth guard of some kind because, I don't know, I've started to think there must be something to consider about the amount of wear and tear we have on our jaw and our teeth from lifting weights. So we'll see. Don't have it set up yet, we'll say. I don't know how much setup is necessary for it, but there will be some. I don't think it's as simple as just putting it in your mouth. I think it might have to form to your mouth or whatever. Okay. Wow, baby! The nice thing about having fewer exercises and fewer sets is it's really easy to remember at least the weights you're doing without having to log it. But again, I do encourage that everybody log their workouts. Unless you're very experienced and you know you're good at not logging. And me, I have done well so far. And I stopped logging maybe, I don't know, a little over a year ago or something. All right. We're trying dimmer lights down here, or by dimmer lights I mean we turned off some of the overhead there. So we'll see what people ultimately think about that. All right, next up we are going to do so last time I did a hammer curl setup on the cable over there. Didn't really care for it too much, not gonna lie. So instead we're gonna just do an incline curl with some elbow support. Incline hammer curl with some elbow support, I should say. Now hammer curls still hit your biceps, but they also hit a muscle that some people have said is like the third muscle within your biceps, because biceps is a 2-muscle situation, hence the bi. And then triceps is three heads. But anyway, some people will have lumped the brachialis, is what it's called, into being part of the biceps. But it's technically not. It's kind of off to the side of the arm, almost between biceps and triceps, so it does contribute to your arm size. But hey, it's already set up for me, look at that. But, as I was saying, it's not part of your biceps. Where the dickens did I put my straps, though? We'll start with the biceps. Whenever I find the straps, what the freak? All right. Oh, what the? Did they fall in my pocket or did I throw them there like a goofus? Goofus maloofus. And how much weight are we gonna use? I don't know. Thinking I'm going 50s. Hammer grip you tend to be stronger with. Like a neutral grip in general, where your hands are like you're gonna hammer something, tend to be a little stronger with that grip. So I think we're okay for, even though we've already basically freaking fried our biceps, I think we'll be okay to go with these 50s, but maybe I'll be surprised in a non-pleasant way, an unpleasant way. And then for triceps, we're gonna do a hex press inclined, so also hit our chest a bit. And I actually might bring in, I was thinking I'd take it out, but a overhead banded triceps extension. I'm doing a little bit more with bands, which I love bands, but mostly for warming up and mobility work specifically, and less for hypertrophy's sake. But that was when I was really buying into the eccentric phase being this holy grail of hypertrophy. Oh, I'd say, I mean, again, intensity and progression over time is the true holy grail, but I would say stability is probably more beneficial than the lengthening is, or really fixating on the lengthening phase as far as hypertrophy is concerned. But what do I know? Who am I? Oh man, I'm scared. Okay. Line them up. Up. Oh, look at that. I'm right in the crease of the mirror there. Okay, that's a bit. That's it. Okay. 45's next. So I think what we'll do is we'll do our hex press, and then we'll do our overhead banded triceps, and then do our cable lateral raise, single-sided. Gosh, but that is one that I actually don't really remember how much weight I put on. I feel like I tried it on 40 and it was ridiculously hard. So maybe I'll just put it on 30, see what happens. What was I doing again? Oh yeah, freaking hex press. That's a little too much of an incline. You don't want to incline too much with your, well, you know, if you're doing an overhead press, yes. But for like a incline chest press or a incline hex press like I'm going to be doing here, you don't want to go too high up, because then you're going to be a little more focused to the shoulders than you might want to be. Okay, do I go with 80s this time? I did 70s last time. I don't know. Yeah, let's try it. Screw it. By the way, look at our 80s. Nice and beat up. They're the only dumbbells that are beat up. I don't know what the story is there exactly, but yeah. Oh, this is gonna be gnarly. That's it. That didn't feel awesome. Hopefully the second round feels a little better. Just didn't feel a lot in my triceps there. I feel like I did more so last week, but oh, maybe that'll be one we take out too. I like the way this one feels quite a bit, this one here. But it might not be quite heavy enough. But oh well. Never mind, that was pretty heavy. Wow! Owie! All right, one round of these. And then, do I warm it up? I might warm this one up. Because my banded shoulder one I was doing upstairs, the behind the head pull apart dealio, that was not very reminiscent of what we're doing here, so it might be necessary to get my body familiarized with the lateral raise motion before we try and toast it. This will also let us feel out the difficulty of the weight. We'll remember last time what we did. Wait, we'll remember next time what we did. I'm gonna take off the bracelets though. So, we're taking off the bracelets. Fitbit can stay, for now anyway. Might take that off too, we'll see. Yeah, I think 30 will be what we want to do. Might go behind the. Should I go behind? Oh no, I don't like that. Yeah, let's go front of the body on that one. All right, so that was a warm-up, but the other ones were a working set, so we're behind on the delts. But let's take off this thing here. Oh boy. How's the battery doing? Hello. There we go. Oh, not good. Yeah, this might die before we finish up. So we'll see. We'll see. You might not get to experience the end of this workout with me. Ah! You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man, and by then it was nothing to me but blinding. That's my Bane impression. All right, 45s, eh? Yeah, eh? Yeah, eh? So even if I wasn't wearing the GoPro, I'd still be talking to myself like exactly as I am now. Just kidding. That's it. All right. My goodness. Bring it the heat. Bring it the heat. We're over 180 again. And you can see some abs, so I'm happy about it. Hoping in this gaining phase to finally break 200, but same leanness as I was last time I was at the end of my, or at the highest point of my gaining phase, which I was about 196, I think is the most I've ever weighed myself at. You know, 5'8.5" is my height about. So, pretty good, I'd say. Pretty solid, but hoping to put weight on, obviously, good weight. And there'll be a lot of fat that comes with that, of course. It's the nature of the beast. But I'm thinking we'll put on a decent amount of weight just in the hamstrings and glutes. That's gonna take a lot of focus in this gaining phase. As well as, again, hopefully the arms and everything else. Everything I want to grow. Don't get it twisted. But some things need more growth than others. And by need, I mean want. I'm already, you know, if I stayed as I am, I'm more than healthy and well above average strength and everything else. Nobody needs to be well above average, you just need to be healthy. Actually, the average is not healthy, so you should probably be above average, but well above average, maybe not as necessary. All right, let's do it. Okay. Not bad. We're in our range. Whether assisted or otherwise, my ideal is to get no less than 4 reps on an exercise. I don't know that I need to do another round of my overhead banded triceps, but I want to. Understand that if I could have the best of both worlds, if I could truly go super intense and do a lot of volume, I probably would, because I just love working out. But if it's between volume and intensity, I prefer to be intense. I don't like leaving reps in reserve. And I also think it's more ideal for growth anyway. So, over volume. Because you can sit there and do curls all day and leave a bunch of reps in the tank, set by set. Like, what are you even doing at that point? Let's do it. Look at it. Oh. Woo! Wow-wee! My teeth hurt. That's not great. Speaking of a mouth guard. Blup, 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 blup. 30 pounds. I might take off the Fitbit for this one. Let's do the thing. Nice thing about this machine is you can go up by the 2.5s. Try to get this up higher on my arm, maybe. Maybe. Maybe not. No, just gonna slide down. All right. Let's bring it. Oh, this is hard, man. Fight, 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 fight. Oh, that's it. Yeah, 30 might be too heavy. Keep that in mind for next time. So on the second set, we're gonna drop it down probably to 25. Could maybe do 27.5, but I don't know. Feel it out. Oh, give myself a second. I don't know if you can see my tank top, but it is one of my favorites. It is Terminator inspired. I'll be jacked instead of I'll be back. This might be my thumbnail. Anyway. Still getting used to the buzzed head. Buzz Lightyear to Star Command. Come in, Star Command. Star Command, do you copy? This is almost definitely gonna die before I finish the workout. So if you're curious what else I'm gonna do, it is gonna be a little bit of chest and back, very little bit. Probably some push-ups and pull-ups, and some forearms. Why is it easier over here? Is it because it's my right side? Hey! Still hard though. Come on! Fight, 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 fight. What? Too heavy! Probably just finish up these sets here. I might do some regular band pull-aparts too. I like to have my workouts more planned than this, so just keep in mind, especially with this day, we're still figuring things out, you know. I would hope a month down the road I am pretty locked in to a program, but doesn't mean we're not making gains right now just because we're playing around. But either way, gains happen over a period of time, a longer period of time. It's not like, oh, I had a great workout and therefore gains are there. It's like, it's an accumulation over time, all right? You can have a really crap workout one week and it's still, you know, pushed you in the right direction. Maybe it would have pushed you more in the right direction if it was a better workout, but can't be perfect all the time. Life throws its curveballs. Okay. So that is way harder than a freaking dumbbell. I can probably grab this 25 right now. All right, so yes, in fact, the video did die. So you didn't get to finish the workout up with me, but it is still the same night. And it is actually, believe it or not, 11:50 p.m. But it's not like we're just finishing up. We also cleaned up a bit and had a little protein powder. So now we're about to head out. But wanted to give you a proper send-off, so thank you for watching. Rest of the workout was pretty solid. Forgot to mention I also did some shrugs on the hex bar. And I also did a weighted chin up isometric situation. So basically, where if you know what an isometric is, it's when you're not moving. So a plank is a perfect example of an isometric. So imagine I'm doing like a chin up, but I'm holding until I can't anymore with 135 pounds around my waist. And I do that until failure. And then I do it again. And then I did it again for a third time. So anyway, if you're curious, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day, night, whatever it is. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah, this is off.